Ahoy, listeners! Welcome to the Yonko Podcast with me, Alex Chan, and our crew, Burke and Brock. Sanko time, yet again. Thanks to those pesky Olympics, we had a delayed chapter, but we are back at it again with 10:20 this week. Kaido and Yamato continue their epic fight, and we officially know what devil fruit Yamato has. A Makami! Great! I'd look that one up. Oh, and Robin and Brook get their fight this week. Pugs, fire, ice, and blast from the past. This fight has everything. Oh, and Luffy got his meat. Woo! Let's jump right in. Let's set sail. Welcome back, listeners. It's 10:20, and we had a break that we did not expect because Oda.
Screw the Olympics.
Yeah, come on. What are you doing?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Go the Olympics.
No, go.
I do think it was really cool that Japan made those specially made yukatas, kimonos for the different countries represented.
Oh, did they really?
They
also
did.
Playing video game music for the opening.
Super cool.
I did see something on that.
So
that
that was cool.
Like,
right.
I'll say this about Japan: they know how to entertain.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
I really did. They did actually have, and this is the last thing I'm going to say on Olympics. They had a drone. They had like 6,000, maybe it was less than that, 6,000 or so drones that formed the world, and there was a whole show of it like spinning, and it made up all the countries. They were different colors. So cool.
That's cool. We could use more shows like that.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, hey, Olympics are in Japan. Japan's going to go all out, just like Oda did in 10:20. Actually.
Let's just talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, I was very hyped for this
Step by
chapter. You know, we'll see where everyone's opinions fall. 10:20, Robin versus Black Maria, which I think is something we predicted. I thought we were going to get that fight.
Yeah, no, I think that's what we were hoping for.
Which that one's an easy prediction. I'm not going to pat us on the back too much for that one.
Heavy pats.
Okay, Alex. Like, come on. Anybody with a brain could have seen we were after all.
I think that's the one
chapters.
fight. That's the payback war. That's the one that's just skipped over. It's just we get Robin in one corner, Black Maria in the top corner, and then it cuts to Luffy at the end of the
Meat. Anyway, we get a nice cover art spread with your boy Denjiro.
My favorite of the scabbards.
Eating his own hair.
Eating his own hair, thinking it's a giant tempura shrimp, and boy, does that tempura shrimp look tasty.
Dude, it's black and white, but man, that looks delicious.
It just makes me want some sushi and other fishy.
Shout out Yoitomo if you know what I'm talking about.
Going there tomorrow night.
Lucky
Dang it.
bastard.
Yeah.
What?
Can I come? Anyway, sorry. Onigashima, Skull Dome Roof, a domestic dispute.
Another thing we predicted, back to the Kaido fight.
Yeah, thank God. The Makami.
Dog fruit.
The dog fruit.
It's an incredibly valuable mythical Zoan. Mythical Zoan confirmed. Makami, it's in Persona 5.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I knew it from.
Everything's in Persona.
I had to Google.
Everything's in Persona.
Just about everything mythical and like
Freaking
deific.
Satan is in Persona.
Everything's in Persona.
So just to be clear, she is a wolf thing. Right?
Yeah.
She's
like a deified wolf.
Deified
thing.
wolf.
Yes.
It was a mistake to let a wannabe Odin like you eat it. The Makami is Wano's guardian deity. Now it's your job to protect Wano for me. Sorry, my scans keep loading ads.
Yeah, lots of ads on these guys.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like hell it is.
Pant.
Orochi may have been a tyrant, but he transformed this country into a giant weapons factory. You just have to take your rightful place as ruler and claim the fruits of their labor. Does Kaido expect her at this point, Yamato, to just get beat here and go, you know what, I'll be the ruler. You knocked some sense to me, Dad.
Strikes me as
mean, it definitely sounds like he was trying to groom him/her for ruling.
Clearly.
That's what it seems like, which is interesting.
It just seems like Yamato has been fighting Kaido this whole time. It's just like he's got that kind of dad thing, like, no, but you'll be a doctor
Yeah,
still.
I think, honestly,
Yeah, but you'll be a doctor.
I think this whole time
he's
literally...
gonna go to college. He's gonna be a doctor.
Yeah, probably a pediatrics doctor.
I'm just so proud of my little Yamato. He's the
my little wannabe Odin. Oh my god.
How long is this skit?
It's a pretty good one.
Anyways... no, I honestly think he's treating it as just her having a rebellious phase.
Yeah,
that's what it seems
This is
to
a
me.
phase.
It's not a phase, Dad.
I'm
Odin.
I'm gonna beat some sense into you, boy.
I don't think he's taking her seriously.
Well,
and I think she's serious as can be.
Incredibly serious.
As she's saying, I'm going to help the samurai and protect this country from you. No more chains. This this country will open.
Namuji Hyoga, or Divine Glacial Fangs, what the scans say, which is a really cool name.
It is. I like it.
So it's going to be like a fire v ice type thing. When it
Sounds like it.
gets
Or maybe a
added.
blue fire
And
thing.
in that moment, we get a nice little flash to Odin. Her
Open the
carrying
country.
on his will in this moment. Open the country. I'm not going to let that happen.
Blast
breath. And we get an
Ugh.
awesome, almost yin-yang symbol.
That will look really cool.
I'm
animated.
so excited.
Yeah. This fight is pretty hyped.
Dude, the way the anime's been going so far, my god.
Yeah, if anyone else saw that dance party on
Onigashima.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
The Onigashima dance party.
That dance party with Queen at the head, you know this arc is going to be so visually appealing.
Off the chain, as they say.
Yeah, as Hood says.
Don't push your luck. And then we cut away once again from the Kaido fight. But
So we'll be back.
We'll be back in 3 chapters.
I'll be
4
honest,
chapters.
Kaido still looks perfectly fine. Yamato looks like she got smacked up on the head a little bit.
Probably.
And then we cut to one of my least favorite things in this chapter. Not because I didn't like the scenario,
Yes.
but I hate this.
Oh, dude.
Third floor, Great Banquet Hall.
When you know the history, you know the history.
When you know, buddy.
I will never not cry at Robin's backstory.
Yeah.
Robin-san, get a hold of yourself.
And I will probably tear up hearing probably the voice of her mother and the voice of Professor Clover and Jaguar D. Solo.
Yeah. So we cut to Robin looking on to a familiar 2 people from her past. First off, we get to see NICO di Olvia and Professor Clover, her mother and her mentor.
And can I just say, these look very real.
Yeah.
I don't know, and this is something I'll bring up a little bit later, I don't know where these illusions are coming from, that they're so freaking good. Like, this is like some, No, it couldn't be a Conjurer thing, could it be?
No way.
I don't think
no
it's
way.
Conjurer.
No
It's
way.
just, it looks...
So believable.
Yes.
It just little thing is just from what there seems to be some insinuations that Black Maria might have the ability to reach into the psyche or memories or something like that.
Either Black Maria or these followers that she has.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
what
one of them might have a
That's
devil
just
fruit.
the presumption I'm having right now.
No, for
until
sure.
we learn more about it.
But so, Mom, come closer, Robin.
Professor Clover.
It's been a while.
Solo.
I
forward
could
to
literally.
seeing you.
So when I saw that Saul, obviously we watch subbed,
Yeah.
and immediately I just heard Baby Robin saying Salo, Salo. Just like, oh my god.
See, when I saw this, I heard that Dereshishi
No, of course.
so hard.
I've been looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
Why are you all here? Crying Robin.
Let's be clear. I know Robin is incredibly intelligent. I do think she sees through this, but I think she's actually trying to enjoy this moment because it does feel kind of real. But she knows it's not.
No, she
Absolutely.
ultimately knows because I wanted to see you too. She starts running toward them. That's right. Same here. Look how big you've grown. Robin-san, don't get any closer. I know, but it's such a shame. Tres mano. Frisia.
And then she smacks those snakes.
3.
Those
For a
freaking
second there, I thought I was looking at like knockoff Boa sisters.
No, seriously.
Paul Hancock and
Well, yeah.
No, and like also
they
that
are
middle
snake,
one looks
you know.
like Stussy if she was a
snake
lady.
Yeah.
So just interesting.
Well, and Nur Ona, and we can go through those real quick. But the illusions, Kyuku, they're not working. The Nur Ona, the hog-nosed snake smile, numbers. Again, another number here.
Kunyun,
which
Which
is
obviously works for the Saw.
Is Kunyun
Kunyan?
2?
Kunyan?
What number is that?
Kunyun.
I couldn't tell you.
It's one of them. I don't know what
couldn't
number.
tell you.
And then there's Teijo Kudari, the rat snake smile. So
you should have given me a sign you were unaffected, Robin-san. How dare they mess with someone's memories like that?
Actually, I think she says that.
No,
as well.
I know. She
Yeah.
says that.
They got away. I can't believe Black Maria's illusions didn't work on them. So it is Black Maria's illusions.
Yeah, no, it's her illusions.
So this is where I'm confused. Those illusions, it makes it seem like And if Black Maria is an ancient Zoan, that her ancient Zoan, or maybe something else, but it seems like her ancient Zoan has an additional ability.
No, for sure.
I mean, well, here's the
which
thing,
is
too.
weird because that's something we typically see
so
with mythicals.
we don't have a name for this one yet, right? We
Yeah.
haven't seen a name for Maria's.
Not yet.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure that there must be some sort of spider creature in Japanese lore that probably
Absolutely.
has. I mean, just generally, spiders in general.
You think it might be a mythical?
It's definitely got to be a mythical or some sort of ancient.
I think it's more likely because the difference between mythicals and ancients is ancients are based off like scientific creatures,
Right.
while mythicals are based off creatures of legend.
So here's just this might be a long tangent from me.
That's fine.
But just thinking about this now, and I'm coming up with this on the spot.
Do it.
Yeah.
Because spiders. Everybody is afraid of spiders in some capacity. They're creepy, they're crawly, they're all over your freaking house, whether you like it or not. They're somewhere around you.
Yeah.
We have this unintentional fear of these things. I don't care who you are. You do. But the other thing about spiders is they spin webs. They spin these invisible strands that sometimes the light glints off of them that might attract the prey into them. They're very enticing. There's something that doesn't look like it's a trap.
Yeah.
And I feel like inherently as a side effect, and it probably, like I said, it could lean either ancient because obviously spiders have been around for forever, and they're such a thing within the psyche of humanity that perhaps a double side effect of her ancient and or mythical Zoan fruit is that she has the ability to weave this web of lies, deceptions, illusions to bring you into a feeling of comfort and then strike.
Because it's exactly what happened with Sanji.
I have a couple of
The
thoughts.
same.
I'm thinking one. I think a bit more on the ancient zone side is some spiders in ways use the patterns on them to in some ways hypnotize or frighten. You know, so that's a more scientific way. But also, if you look at Black Maria, she's a very beautiful woman.
Yes.
Comparably, goddess beauty. I would not be surprised if it's mythical that she will be likened or referenced to in some way Arachne from Greek legend. Who's known for her splendid weave.
That really would be a very good twist on a
legend.
mythos.
Yeah.
As a fruit is like, you know, like, I don't know what the spider word is, but type Arachne, like a spider, and then type Arachne.
Yeah,
the only thing that strikes me as odd with this, on top of our speculation here, is she almost seems like a smile.
Yeah,
user
that's another thing
because
with the way the spider
looks like it's its own thing.
It does. It looks kind of like a Big Mom's whole thing as well.
Which is the other reason why I would almost
like a homie.
I would almost lean more towards it being a smile because, if anything, it's an artificial fruit that might give extra benefits like what we're talking about with these illusions.
Do we have any indication of her fruit, like she ate it, or any dialogue like that at all?
Not that I'm aware
Not
of.
really, I don't think so. And definitely, I think that's very likely. The only other thing I could possibly think of is a half spider, half woman creature from legend.
for sure.
That's the only other thing I could think of.
Or ancient.
But I mean, also we see a theme here. If we want to go a little bit further, you know.
Well, give me one sec, because I think Black Maria is interesting in that if it's a mythical, and I'm gonna use Marco as an example here. When he partially transforms, his hybrid is his arms and legs become like fire and like feet, right? But his normal body stays very much the same. So if I'm basing her off Marco, her lower half is becoming this spider, but her upper half gets to continue to be herself, right?
Yeah.
So she might have a full spider form, which we may see in next chapter or in the future. But this is very much a hybrid, and it would make sense if it's mythical. Just because, you know, when you see any of the other ancient Zoans, and I'm using ancient Zoans here to differentiate between her and them, they very much are like Dino-like, and it's kind of all mixed together, where this is very stark. She's a human from the waist up, and she is a whole-ass spider. A creepy-ass, look at that smile, a creepy-ass spider from the waist down.
Actually, he's kind of cute.
A little.
Or she.
Those look like nostrils, but those are mini eyes.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly,
if all spiders look like that, I would find them more cute.
Honestly,
if Aragog looked like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry, you're Hagrid's friend. Oh boy.
I'm sorry, friend of Hagrid. It's time to eat.
Honestly, I think.
I also like how Brooke says it's like this place is haunted, and he's a literal.
Yeah.
I did
No, that's always been the fucking dynamic.
That's
with Brooke,
that's
that
wonderful.
he's scared
subtext.
of ghosts, and yet he himself is basically a ghost
Literally
to
ghost.
other people.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the most likely is probably either Mythical or Smile, and I think right now I'm leaning towards Smile, just because that's kind of the general theme. Because she's using
None of the other Tobbi Roppo have smiles.
one her weapon. She's using a weaponized smile.
The weaponized smile is weird.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Which we'll get
there's
to
kind of a
instead.
theme there, but honestly, like, I'm sure it'll explain itself.
Yeah.
On the record, this is me going on the record. I've always felt that Robin and Brooke had like the saddest backstories. Personal, that's just me. So I like that they're being kind of paralleled here with, looks like you weren't affected either. I was adrift in that mist for 50 years. Of course, I dreamt of my friends surviving. I always hurt when I imagine.
I would agree, just because they both know what it's like to be truly alone.
And I love the panel right after we're two peas in a pod.
Because even like Nami, who was enslaved, still had no Jigo to talk to, and Sanji, who was being treated like shit by his family,
Still had a family.
his sister would still come down.
His sister,
take
and
care
at
of
least
him,
he still had his mother.
and his
until
mother
she
at a certain
eventually passed
time,
away.
From eating his food.
Yeah.
So, shut up.
You know that cut is weird. She eats the food and then next scene, grave. I'm not saying that's why, but come on. Oda.
Don't do your favorite Straw Hat dirty like that.
I'm not.
So
Yes,
she,
you are. It's
so
fun.
she pulled a Chopper Hillaluk moment.
Oh god, that's so sad.
She probably didn't go out with a
did.
bang though,
Nah.
like Hillaluk did. Hey,
Nah,
I
she-
stan Sanji, which is why I can.
Please don't say it like that.
Fine, I stan Sanji because.
Thank
As a kid, there's shit like that. It's One Piece, even at its most terrible, is still kind of funny. But not in Robin or Brooke's
One Piece
case.
is just always fantastic. What are you talking about?
In neither of their cases, though, would I say that either their backstories are funny. But I do like how they're smiling and
absolutely.
laughing. We just have to overcome our current ordeal after all of that.
Because
Well,
even through all of that loneliness, they found
they've got a
this
family.
family.
Yeah, dude.
This crazy motherfucking family.
Yeah, something worth fighting for,
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
worth surviving for.
Furry Sode, Wayuno!
So is that like, Furry makes a show and instead of an episode, it's a furry sode?
I guess it's a Furry
Anyway,
Sode.
sorry.
That's that strange weapon again. And it is a
I
fucking weird weapon.
One Yudo pug smile. That human-faced dog keeps starting fires.
That human-faced... Okay.
Like, what?
So let's zoom in a little bit here. And listeners, you can also zoom in on this panel. And I'll put it on the video. So you see the Wayudo pug smile, right?
Uh-huh.
But then if you go over one other panel, you see the tiny little outline of its dog shape on the other side
Yeah,
of that.
inside, like, the wheel.
So it is a pug, and it's got a human face, but his whole body is transformed into the pug.
Dude,
It's...
there's nothing you need to worry about. We've had gun dogs, so
Honestly,
I just don't.
Now we
question
have-
it, even with the
Wayudo.
smiles.
Honestly, after the dog gun that shoots exploding baseballs, I just suspended every kind of belief.
And just so we're clear, the dog is running like a hamster wheel. That's why it's spinning.
It's freaking hilarious.
It's weird.
I love it.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I think Wayudo's his name, though.
Well, to be fair, the actual concept itself is based off a creature from Japanese legend.
Yeah.
The
It's a yokai, yeah.
Yeah, the yokai, the face on the wheel.
But that's not what's happening here.
No, it's a pug. Strangely enough.
In a hamster wheel on fire.
What?
Oda.
I mean, we had a triceracopter last time.
I know.
So,
I think he's trying to outdo himself. I think he has. Honestly, I think this is more ridiculous than the Triceracopter.
Maybe.
It's a pug in a hamster wheel as a weapon on fire with a giant dude face. I'm sorry, that wins it for me. I'm on record saying it. I got it.
Black Maria starts spreading her web and, just being spidery.
Also, when did she get a band?
Huh?
What?
The last time we saw... you can come at me, listeners, if you want, but like...
What do you mean, around her...
Yeah.
Around her chest. She didn't have a band before. Now she has a band.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, Oda.
Well, I mean...
So she took off her kimono.
I'm pretty sure she was just covered at
it's
that
like
point.
hanging off of her spider butt.
I know, but the last time we saw her, her back was bare.
Was it though?
Yes, it was.
Are you sure?
You check it.
You
all can go back to
then
10
maybe she was prepping
14.
it before then.
Maybe.
I mean, that was a while ago, too.
I'm not saying I'm disappointed. I'm just saying...
She probably just got battle ready,
I'm
bro.
disappointed.
Battle ready. A piece of cloth.
Yeah, you can't have your jubblies.
Freaking Brooke was like,
what did you just call them?
Your jubblies.
Jubblies?
Couple of jubblies.
Oh my god.
Jubbling around.
Can't have your tits,
We're going to horny jail.
Yeah, that too. Anyway. Anyway, off that topic.
So illusions don't sway you. Wah! But dreams do, right? Wah! After all, you're deluded enough to think you can win against Kaido-sama.
So wait, why is her voice so normal when you say it, but when she laughs, or is that the?
I think that's the Wayudo.
That's Wayudo.
That's the Wayudo.
The freaking pug
It's
is
like a bark
laughing.
How is he gonna sound?
I can't wait. It's probably going to be Orochi's voice actor. Which, fun fact, we all realized as we were watching that it's Dr.
Yeah, I was going to say, if for those of you who watch the anime only, if you have heard Orochi's voice, you may have heard it before in the form of one Dr. Hogback. Another voice.
Just so you could appreciate that.
So you could appreciate another character that you probably hated.
Can I just say this whole thing where she's lighting everything on fire? And then we have Robin making her very own.
I was gonna say I love this comparison here where Robin does her own spider web.
Much appreciated.
Freaking pug.
The whole floor is ablaze.
Yeah, because you can see where the bubble is coming from. It is clearly not Black Maria laughing about this.
If you keep this up, you're going to burn down the entire castle. Are you worried about your enemies? That's rich. If you care so much, surrender and let us catch you, NICO Robin. After all this running, Black Maria, this is where NICO Robin gives up and submits, right?
She's avoided the government for this long.
The world government, the CPs, countless pirates, countless bounty hunters, but no, Black Maria, just because you asked nicely.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think I love, just out of just pure fandom and fan service, I think this is my favorite look for Robin to date.
The flowers are nice.
Yeah.
Just the kimono and the way her hair is.
I enjoy it.
I think it looks really good. And in the anime, it looks even better.
Robin-san, could you hold me for a little longer? If that weapon is alive. And then some brilliant play by Brook as he passes through in his ghost form to freeze the pug wheel. And the poor pug freezes out of the wheel.
If you don't know when
okay. I can see its entire body now.
Yeah.
Oh, did you not?
I didn't notice that the first time.
See, that's that was the confusion because it looks like it's just a head.
No, it just looks like it's the head, but
now
you can
it makes
see
more
the
sense.
dog feet. Oh, yeah.
Also, is this the first time that he's gone through as a soul and frozen something?
No. I'm pretty sure he's done another battle.
I don't know if he's done it in this particular way, but that's always been kind of what.
It's a combination.
Because I always thought it was like a sword thing, but he's using his whole ass.
It's just always been kind of implied that the cold that is on his sword is the chill of death.
Yeah, the chill of the underworld, essentially.
The chill of just,
Which I guess is his devil fruit in a way.
Kind of.
You're not. I'm not the creator.
I mean, if we're saying that illusions can come from whatever Black Maria is doing, the cold must come from his whole soul thing.
Something like that, yeah. Anyway, you don't know when to give up, do you?
She smacks the ceiling.
Yeah, she smacks the ceiling with her now no longer flaming wheel.
Yeah, it's just a normal...
Don't you
pugless wheel.
The pugless wheel.
Sharp wheel.
Don't you get it, NICO Robin? You must know deep down your friends will always sell you out.
Blackleg called you right to me. Soul Parade Ice Burn!
As I'm assuming he just put out all the flames by
Yeah,
himself, which is fantastic.
Dude, that's a cool panel. Look at that panel, though.
I love it.
I mean, do you see that panel? I'm NICO Robin's falling. He's just said Ice Burn, and he looks badass.
I think Brook's the only one that can make a support look so good.
Brook's my second favorite. Straw Hat.
After
awesome.
Sanji?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
Oh, yes.
I never knew that.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, big shots from all over the world are after you. You're nothing but a burden to your crew. That's why it was so easy to lure you here.
Robin John, save me!
Flashback to the moment that led Robin to these circumstances. And she thinks about it with a smile on her face. All of Onigashima heard that laughing stock, and Blackleg has your crew's second highest bounty. That should tell you something.
I'm going to say that, love her response to this.
No, it's
sure.
everything about this. It's fantastic. Because I like this. Let's go through it and I'll say my thoughts. But Sanji-san is truly extraordinary. Robin-san, I think you can take it from here.
Thanks. I appreciate it. You can leave the rest of these night demons to me, even though I'm scared of ghosts. Did I strike a nerve?
Not at all. He's a kind soul, and you'll never understand just how much it means for him to rely on me. He's one of the wings that'll allow the Pirate King to soar. Gigante Fleur.
So she makes a full body.
Okay.
God, I love that!
Do you not
love that?
It's fantastic.
Fucking love that.
And it's such a nice... I just... Obviously, we always have to think back on everything that has led us to this point. And it's such a fantastic thing. And I'm going to give a shout out to a YouTuber that I've been recently watching because he, over the last year, actually started his One Piece journey after reviewing Dragon Ball for most of his life. Or most of his time on YouTube, rather. He actually went through all of One Piece, and he would do arc by arc talks.
I feel like I've seen those too.
Totally Not Mark.
Yes.
Totally Not Mark is the name of the YouTube channel.
Shout out Totally Not Mark.
Seriously, if you're a One Piece fan and you get off as much as I do on seeing other people enjoy this journey as much as you yourself had, go and watch it. It's such a nice thing to have recorded for posterity. But he drew a lot of attention during the Water 7 Enies Lobby arc to a moment where Usopp's on the train with Robin, and he has that moment where he says, "Believe in Luffy." And this is coming at a place where Usopp just only a little bit before didn't believe in Luffy's belief in himself.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was such a useless crew member after Luffy was so nonchalant about how he was going to get rid of the Mary, or how they had to abandon the Mary.
Yeah.
And Usopp conflated that in the exact wrong way. And the whole time he's just trying to get Robin to understand that you can believe in Luffy in this moment. And she was just so unsure until obviously her famous moment of "I want to live."
Yeah.
This is such a wonderful flip that on its head. Literally, Robin is so absolutely sure of her family. For they are her family.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is so sure of her family that all of the hardship she faced before, that Black Maria is trying to play on, all of the very things that Robin was always worried about in the past from anybody she ever worked with, it's gone.
Yep.
There's not a hint of doubt when Robin just straight up fucking refutes everything that Black Maria just said to her.
It should also be taken into consideration, too, that had she not met the Straw Hats, those visions probably would have affected her a lot more.
Yeah.
But since she has such a strong family with her, she had no reason...
It's the fact that Solo's words came true.
Yeah.
One day she would find friends
We'll fight
who would
for her.
fight for her.
Protect her.
Sail the seal.
So she doesn't need these visions of the past.
These people
anymore.
that she once cared about.
Yes, she still has the love that she had for them, and it never goes away.
Yeah.
People we love who have died, it never goes away. But she doesn't need them anymore.
Nope.
She has her family here. And they're all fighting this war together.
And they're fighting for her, they're fighting for each other, they're fighting for the good of the world around them.
And Wano.
And Wano.
Mm-hmm.
So...
No, it's just... It's lovely to see how each of the
she's
Straw
so
Hats have...
absolutely sure of herself.
It's lovely to see
fantastic.
how each of the Straw Hats have just...
How they said...
How they found their place.
They believed in Luffy, and they believed in their crew. And
I love how you see these differences in different ways. Like, in some reach it earlier than others. Like, I think you saw it really first in Zoro when he placed Luffy's dream above his own.
Oh.
Where you're like, okay, he's in it for good.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, even now you're seeing stuff like Nami, one of the weakest characters, she would not talk down to Luffy's dream even when she was getting head bashed.
Even when it was about to be
an
Usopp moment for her,
right.
where she could have died from the next bash to her
and so
skull.
we're just at this their first full on actual war with a Yonko is doing a great job of emphasizing just how powerful of a bond their bond has become.
Well, not even just how powerful their bond is, but just like they can hold their own.
Oh yeah.
Every single one of these crewmates is now Yonko commander level in their own right.
Yes.
Yes.
Shut up, Alex.
Yes.
Just
Power scaling in me...
Power scaling doesn't even matter at this point.
I
dude.
know. It's fine.
We got 5 years.
I get what you're
We
saying.
got 5 years left.
I get what you're saying. Yes. I think if we don't get a more explicit version at a later date, I think this is Robin's Luffy will be king statement.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we haven't had one from her up to this
Yeah,
point.
I actually had a...
She's the last
I wanted to
straw hat.
share a Reddit post with you guys, and maybe I can send it and you can show it for the rest of them, but somebody had compiled everybody's statements.
And Robin hadn't had hers yet. I think this is it.
And they had added this as her statement.
So unless you get some more specific one, like about Luffy specifically, like this
specifically
is
It was very fitting.
you know,
it was very fitting in how poetic it is.
just how much it means for him to rely on me. He's one of the wings that will allow the Pirate King to soar.
Because that is the other thing, is it is such a big deal that Sanji called to Robin for help.
Yes.
When normally, in any other
He would
circumstance,
keep them out of danger.
he would be the one fighting to keep them from having to fight.
Absolutely. But that just shows how much he trusts her.
And
that's what
how
makes
he's
her so
grown
happy.
as a character and knows that this isn't a fight he can win and he won't try to win it himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think he realized that, especially after the Khalifa fight all that time ago.
All that
Because
time.
that was just
Humiliating for him.
because like he could have beamed her easily, but he just his
And it
morals
wasn't
allowed.
a Viola situation where he could change her mind and saw the good in her.
No.
Because Black Maria is clearly not turning.
It was just a
into
matter of
himself.
he doesn't hit women.
He can't. He stays true to his own beliefs and he trusts in
And
his
I think it
crew
helped.
member and
I
empowers her.
think it helped definitely that Nami actually beat her too.
Mm.
So I think, and he's just like, maybe I should have more faith.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust
Anyway,
him. Trust
I
women
will
enough to
protect them if I have the ability.
After a lovely conversation about Robin, who is seriously still one of my favorite Straw Hats.
She's my third. In fact.
We cut away to a scene that I definitely wanted and needed. Again,
Wano Tokage Port.
Tokage Port.
Tokage.
Tokage?
Whoopsies.
Tokage?
I need to zoom in more.
You definitely do. I need more meat. You already ate everything we had on board. There's no way we're gonna find more out here.
Yeah, no,
You
seriously.
found-
Wano has no food. It's like a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. And we cut to Shinobu. Shinobu, you found him underwater. That has to be a miracle. We heard something. I just what just a random we heard something.
Luffy!
Luffy,
I'm glad you're
Luffy,
really alive.
I'm glad you're really alive.
You fell down here just like we did. Shinobu's kite allowed
Allowed
us to escape from Kaido.
Kaido-san.
But Luffy, Kinemon, Kiku, they... right in front of me,
This isn't the time for that. You're in charge. You can cry when it's over.
Right there. He has grown so much since Ace's death.
Mm-hmm.
Just like from the moment
No, and
from the moment of Pedro's death and onward.
So we get this next panel really quick. I just want we'll finish your thought here in just a second, Brock, because it's a good thought. Because this next panel, we've still got to blow Kaido away, and Shinobu, Luffy Taro, how can you be so harsh? I want to just smack her on the wrist really quick and just be like, he's right. We don't have time. We knew this was going to be a war. We came in knowing that there could and will, if there's not losses on our side, I might actually be a little bit mad at Oda. And I don't even care if it's only losses in, like, the expendable samurai. Like, we say that Kiku and Kinemon somehow survive. I'm personally in the camp that they do not at this point.
At a certain point, you're robbing the emotional complexity of the scene by having all these characters just be okay.
Because at this point...
Because they lost their lives so that they could be here. If they're fine, it's like
they lost their lives to give Momo time to escape. They lost their lives to give Luffy time to return. Any of these things are on the table as to why right now is not the time to mourn.
They gave their life so that Kanjuro is no longer
that too
a threat.
So
and he was a huge fucking threat.
But so now it's not the time to cry. We need to focus on how we get me, Luffy, the guy who has to beat Kaido at this point, back up there.
Yeah. Brock, but continue your point before we get into Mud Guy.
Well, whenever I just see scenes like this, it's actually a Swamp Guy, by the way, not Mud Guy.
Anyway.
Loser. But anyways.
Luffy, focus on Luffy.
It just brings me back to how much Ace's death just killed him. And how much... And just how easy it was for all these overwhelming forces to bring him to ruin and to almost completely just break him. And so...
Well, that was just a period of such great loss for him.
Oh, no, for sure. When he got separated from his entire crew, all that kind of stuff, because like, he was losing everything. He was literally losing everything.
He had so many allies in Marineford. And, you know, at the very end of all of it, it's just him and Jinbei.
And then, just to see, just see him grow like this from, like I said, from the moment that he witnessed Pedro die, you can tell it hurt, but also... I've got business to take care of. I got people to protect.
I gotta fight Katakuri because more of us are going to die.
I can't stop. And
Pedro sacrificed himself.
So it's weird because he's had moments like that before Marineford. Obviously, he had it with Vivi, where she broke down for a bit because she didn't want the Straw Hats putting their life on the line. For
the punch heard around the world when he smacked that princess.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that was the common theme of they're not people that he personally knows, which that does make a difference. Even to the most magnanimous of people, is if it's someone you know, it's going to hurt you so much more than if it's a bunch of faceless people. And you might feel bad for them, but it's like I had never even interacted with them.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's what the case was there. But
he's been journeying.
But he was journeying with Kinemon,
even Kanjuro.
Across several arcs.
And Kiku, and Wano and everything.
So, I mean...
But what I'm saying is, it was in the same vein as if Vivi was so worried about them putting their lives on the line, and it's just like, we're doing it because you're our friend.
Exactly.
So don't worry about it. Obviously, this is different in the context of now. There have been deaths, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And it's time. It's not time to mourn about that.
Yeah.
We need to fight the war. We need to finish it.
Kaido's still standing.
Yep.
So
anyway.
We jump on over to Caribou.
Well, not quite. He says, "I won't lose this time," and then we jump to Caribou looking on to the scene. Isn't that Straw Hat? I thought he was fighting.
I need more meat. Okay, I guess I'll look for some.
What is this job I have in the middle of this war?
Right. If he doesn't pull this off, I'll never get to leave this country. Come on, get it together.
Why does he need Luffy to get out of this country?
Because, I don't know, because Kaido's keeping people from leaving the country.
That basically is what
I think that's the main reason.
I don't know why Caribou doesn't peace off right now. He doesn't have a ship, or
I don't think he has a ship.
Yeah, because most of the ships were destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, no, the country's closed as long as Kaido runs.
Worst case scenario, he throws himself in a barrel. That worked pretty well for him last time.
Oh, and Momo, you're gonna take me up there to finish this. I love that he doesn't even ask. He just says, "You need to do this." Huh? I need you to transform into a dragon and fly.
A final trip back.
Final
Onigashima.
trip back.
Also, no break.
Doesn't seem like it.
No break.
If the Olympics mess with me again, I'm gonna
burn them. I'm gonna burn them down.
I'm gonna write
no more sports. Sports are canceled.
I'm gonna write a review.
I'm gonna write a review.
Can you tell we're a bunch of art kids?
I'm gonna talk to. I'm gonna talk to Japan's manager.
I'm gonna talk to whoever the guy who picks up the phone is for the.
Who's in charge of this country? I got a complaint.
Hello, Mr. Olympic. I need you to cancel right now.
Chapter 1020 over and ended. It is interesting. A final trip back to Onigashima.
But a trip we are excited for.
I don't know, man.
What do you mean? I don't know, man.
I don't know. A final trip back to Onigashima. I don't know.
Are you saying you don't know?
Mean? Explain what you mean.
Are you saying you don't think it's the actual final trip back?
I don't think he falls down again.
Okay.
I don't think he falls off Onigashima again. I think either look, you got two situations here. Either Luffy gets back up there with Momo's help and beats Kaido, and the island falls just short of the rest of the mainland, reconnecting Onigashima to the rest of Wano. That might be cool. Or as they're fighting, it lands, and there is the new Onigashima where the Flower Capital once stood. Either way, I still don't know how Luffy beats Kaido.
Oh my god!
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying that because obviously that's just that's unrealistic. But I still don't know the way that he upgrades himself. That it's like, oh yeah, Luffy's got this.
That's how it. Well, it's
when he fought Doflamingo, and he got into gear 4th that second time, and he said King Kong gun. You know, Doflamingo has all these spider webs. He has all your clear attack. If that hits and connects, it's over, and it was. I just don't know what Luffy does up there. That's that scene that I'm like, yeah, Kaido's done after this.
Luffy always learns in the heat of battle.
I know.
That's always how he is.
Is it gear 5?
Last time no, and I don't even think it's going to be a new gear. Because a new gear would imply the possibility of him having to do exactly what frickin' happened the last time with Doflamingo, where he's going to have to take that 10-minute interval to recharge his Haki. No. If anything...
Well, he's recharging it right now, let's be clear. Like, all this time.
Obviously, yeah, the whole thing he's recharging and he's recuperating as much as he can on the fly. But what I'm saying is the upgrade that he received was the Conqueror's Haki thing.
Yes.
The last time. But he's still new at it. He's still trying to learn how to use it. It was the same thing with frickin' Katakuri. He's getting glimpses of the future in that fight. But eventually he needs to, overcome that. And obviously he's still in Gear 4th. He's just a different form of Gear 4th with Snake Man. So, if anything, maybe a different form of Gear 4 with this now on that, but I actually don't think that's going to be the case. I think at this point, he's going to be actively thinking about how to improve the weak spots in his Conqueror Haki blows.
Straight up fight, Katakuri, Luffy. Katakuri does win that.
Yeah, straight up fight. Yeah.
Straight up fight.
At this point,
Katakuri wanted, right, at a certain point, there was that respect there.
Yeah,
and that's ultimately what led him to laying down and kind of giving up.
I wouldn't say he gave up.
I think at a certain point, this isn't a threat to Big Mom. He's leaving. I don't need to kill him. I don't need to win this. He didn't have a reason.
I don't think it was quite that far.
I don't think it was quite that.
I don't think he won by any means. I think he beat him out as a character. I think Luffy's character and reasoning for fighting Katakuri in the first place overwhelmed Katakuri's reason for defending and fighting Luffy.
I don't think so.
I don't think that at all.
I think it was he clearly had the superior armament Haki. And he clearly had the superior observation.
You have to remember the amount of crap that Luffy went through up to that point was already more than most people could take. He was already weakened by the time he was fighting Katakuri.
And Katakuri weakened himself.
Not nearly to the point that Luffy fought, though.
And Katakuri
Luffy went through entire armies.
Only
larger
did it in a man sense of let's fight this battle.
Let me recollect.
Okay.
All I'm trying to say there is that Luffy won. I feel like he won a war of like ambition and greater goal more than a physical fight.
Let me just say this. I am willing to bet that had Luffy been able to go into the battle without any previous fighting against other Sweet Commanders and an entire army of Big Mom's people, he would have learned faster and probably would have actually won.
I agree with that sentiment.
I'm on the opposite side of that. I still think a fresh Luffy who is trying to beat Big Mom and take the territory loses to Katakuri. I
don't think so.
I think a Luffy who is trying to protect his family
If
and his
Katakuri
crew
is
and
the
get out
only
of
one
there,
standing in between him and taking Big Mom's territory, Luffy wins.
Absolutely.
That's my thought process on it.
opposite side on that. Katakuri was in every way besides ambition and reasoning stronger than Luffy.
I don't believe that at all.
He'd had advanced
I
haki
believe that
in both.
of Big Mom's commanders, I think if anything he had the most reason to defend his home, his family, his country.
But he didn't.
He was
need
the
to defend
strongest.
What do you mean he didn't need to
them.
defend?
He didn't. Luffy was trying to leave.
Do you understand what that blow did to Big Mom's reputation?
No, I understand the reputation, but Katakuri's immediate family was not in any danger from Luffy at that point. Luffy was trying to leave. So,
but
That's not the type of warrior Katakuri is.
but
He's
also-
not going to give up just because they want to leave.
he didn't just give up. It
No,
took
he
him
didn't
a
just give up.
No, he didn't.
No.
He took a very, very long time, but I think overwhelmingly
Not at all.
he was finished more by Luffy's prospects than he was his actual
I think
skill.
he respected his prospects, and that's why he accepted it, but I do not believe he won by any means. Like I'm saying, Luffy went through so much more to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
He fought another Sweet Commander. He fought literally an entire army of Big Mom's officers.
I'm not-
and
And without healing, by the way.
and also
He didn't have any healing.
Well, he had food before Katakuri fight.
Not very much.
Kasanji was back.
He had a little lunchbox. That's not nearly enough to fill him up.
You sure he didn't eat more than that?
no.
Because
Did you remember-
he looked really fresh at the Katakuri fight, so I feel like he ate something.
I doubt. I mean,
I don't remember specifically. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm just saying.
They've just been doing a lot of fleeing from Big Mom and everything.
I'm
and then
just saying,
eventually
in the
they
course
went
of
into the
things-
mirror that was on the sunny.
I'm
and
just
that's
saying,
what led to their fight.
in the course of things, Katakuri's only damage to himself was the stab.
Yeah.
Which was meant to mirror what happened to Luffy.
Right.
But before that, Luffy had already taken so much more damage and had already fought in another Sweet Commander. So what I'm saying is, there's no reason to believe that Luffy couldn't have won completely at full power.
So
Now, don't get me wrong. I do think he would have overpowered him at first because he had the stuff, but I think he would have learned faster, fought better.
Because that's the thing. Once again, like I just said, Luffy learns in the heat of battle. That's the whole thing. The whole new armament haki was because he needed, in that moment, to break the collar off of Old Man Hyo. It's just kind of how Luffy works. And I'm okay with that. I don't hate it because that's just always his most cunning, for lack of a better word, battle tactics come
instinct.
in the heat of battle.
Yeah, that's fine. No. I'm not saying Luffy didn't win that fight. I'm just saying how he won that fight's important. Because he wasn't even able to touch Katakuri when Katakuri was calm. That was the entire thing. He tried to hit him over the entire course of the battle. Whenever Katakuri was calm, there was not a single punch to Katakuri, and he was beating the absolute living shit out of Luffy. When he finally decided to damage himself and fight him as, emotionally, they were both hitting each other. He was not that calm, cool, collected person.
I don't feel like it was even that. I think the reason that he was calm and cool and collected was because at that point, he was still in charge of the battle because he was the only one seeing into the future. As Luffy starts to learn how to do the exact same thing, all of a sudden the battle becomes more equal, even. Besides just the fact that he injures himself as a pride thing.
Luffy's glimpses weren't anywhere close to Katakuri's level.
It's not like Katakuri's are
But
that
it doesn't
much bigger.
change
They're
the
only
fact
a
that
second.
he was
Again, to rephrase, Luffy wins. I just feel like the way he won is different than in some of the other battles where he physically outdoes Crocodile. He physically outdoes Enel. He physically outdoes.
Well, don't get me
most
wrong.
opponents.
I do think
I
out of
just
all the
think
people
with-
he fought,
Yeah. That was
this
a
was the
mental battle.
closest fight physically, but I do still believe that if Luffy had come in full force, if he had the full strength, he would have won in the end.
I'm just gonna differ on that. I think he always wins mentally. I think he mentally won that battle. That's just.
But what he's arguing is if it's only Katakuri, it's just a one-on-one, no interference, no flampe, shooting poison darts, none of that other
Sure, no
stuff.
stabby stab.
And literally both of them
Didn't fight any of the other siblings.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I agree with Brock on this sentiment that Luffy would have won. Even that outcome.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take Katakuri on that one. I think that's fine. I think Story had a really big reason for how that's the outcome of that fight. Anyway, all that to say, I don't see Kaido as an opponent that Luffy can mentally overcome. I think he has to physically be the better of the two.
No, he has to win.
Which, without whatever technique or harnessing or learning in battle, I still don't know how he does it. Obviously, he has to improve coding and conquerors and hitting harder and all that. I think, go on record, I think we might get a Gear 5. And I don't think it's one fine. And I don't think it's one that he learned with Rayleigh. I think this is a in the moment creation of a Gear 5.
No, I would almost say like he's down there currently thinking about this now if a new gear is revealed.
Mm-hmm. And heck, honestly, what's totally possible, and this goes back to something I said like a few chapters ago. Maybe.
Sure.
So let's like, because when he went like serious and knocked Luffy down, I know it didn't show what happened. I know you guys thought it wasn't like anything important, but he might have used an attack that might have given Luffy an idea. Because Luffy learns from his enemies.
That's right. He was making fun of Gomu Gomu, whatever, and when he threw
it wouldn't surprise me if he either was trying something and will succeed next time, or if he learned something from one of Kaido's attacks.
I do wonder if it is Gear 5 on that tangent, if we do a similar thing with Doflamingo, where at first he's winning again, and then it fails, and then he gets it back and then wins with it. You know, Kong Gun versus King Kong Gun, right? What he did with Doflamingo. Mm-hmm. So does Gear 5 fail or does it not? I personally think Gear 5 is created and just overwhelms. I think Luffy is kind of out for a while after that.
I don't think it overwhelms. I think Gear 5 will give him the push he needs, because I think when he first attains it, he's gonna gotta get used to it.
I'd kind of like to see a parallel where, and I don't know if this is the reason why the Gomu Gomu is so feared and so coveted. I'd like to see a parallel where Who's Who is like talking to Jinbei from his defeated
why it's
stance,
so important,
right? And then we're seeing Luffy literally unlocking maybe that capability in the fight.
Maybe see what makes it awakened.
Because let's be clear, we haven't seen an awakened Gomu Gomu no Mi.
I mean,
everything
honestly,
rubber.
I don't think there would be a better time to awaken it than a fight. His first full fight against the Yonko.
The world's strongest creature.
Yeah.
Now, if he turns the entire island to rubber, no problem for that Oni Gumshua at all.
Oh my gosh.
Now, maybe he doesn't need to bounce it off him. Maybe it just is bouncy.
I'm just interested to see what it would look like.
Doflamingo can turn things to string. Luffy is a Paramecia and is apparently not yet awakened. Like, that would be his awakening, right? Mm-hmm. Touching things, turning it to rubber. That'd be fantastic.
In theory, yeah.
And if Caribou is at the very bottom of that and gets crushed by this giant ball of Oni Gumshima and it bounces back up, that would also be very funny. And I would delight in that. Because I don't like that guy. And that'd be funny. But yeah, that's 10-20. A lot of hot takes overall. I thought, very fun chapter. Love the Robin Brook moments. Absolutely. And I like that we're getting that Yamato Kaido fight. I think it's pretty hype. I think it's going to look so good.
My personal take, I enjoyed the chapter, but it was very much felt like an interval chapter, and I didn't get a lot of excitement from it, but I liked what it brought out in terms of like Robin and Brook's new standing in life and their relationships with the crew, and just it's nice to see that they're not alone anymore.
I would have said right before we recorded this, I was at the same level as Brock. I'm actually a little bit more happy with this chapter upon discussion of it, talking about callbacks, talking about current mental places for our crew members, and just the fun speculation as to what's going to occur after this chapter.
Predictions, 10-21.
I think.
I'm thinking we're gonna see what Robin's full body clone can do.
Yeah,
Are we gonna see a bunch of armament hockey, giant hands?
I don't think so.
Maybe. Could
That'd be
possible.
so OP.
Um,
That would literally be so insanely OP.
I want to be optimistic and say that Momo turns into a dragon by next chapter, or at least Caribou comes forward with whatever his proposition and or intentions
Yeah, what's he-
are.
like, what-
I don't understand why he's being inserted back into this point in the story, so I'm sure it has a reason, because...
No. He couldn't suck up all of Onigashima at Fell, right?
I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see.
Maybe.
I mean, it's supposed to be an endless swamp, so.
It's possible.
No. Right?
I think it'd be funnier, personally, if he had sucked up a bunch of meat into his swamp for a long time, and then it's like you hear Luffy over here complaining about he needs more meat, and he's like, "Well, I've got all of it," like just like like a freaking Skyrim Wheel of Cheese moment.
I was gonna save this for a rainy day, but
I guess you need it. I want to leave.
And it's
Okay. I'm going to call out. We're leaving the Kaido Yamato fight where it's at. I think we...
I don't think we're cutting back to that for
I
at
think
least
we cut back
2.
to Maria and Robin.
I think so too.
And I want to say
Sanji.
live floor Zoro. Not Sanji, but
Oh, yeah,
Zoro.
Yeah. Actually, no. That's a fantastic thing. We need to see what the heck's going on with Zoro.
I would also really love some Dog Storm Jack action. Honestly, if we could just cover the 3 calamities and what's up with them next chapter, I would also be happy with that.
True.
We can't get all of that, so I'm gonna prioritize Robin, Black Maria, because that's what we did with Jinbei Who's Who, right? We had 2 chapters dedicated to that fight finishing.
Yeah, I think that's what we're
So I'm gonna say that one's there, and I'm gonna say let's go to the live floor. Let's see Zoro take that magic medicine. See him take the blue pill.
It's the red pill. But, yeah.
No, that would be to exit the reality, right?
Oh.
That he's in a cooking show.
gosh.
It was all in a frying pan the whole time.
Oh, Jesus.
He was but a grain of rice.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, that's 10:20, ladies and gents. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the Olympics. We aren't, because it steals chapters from us. But, 10:21. We'll see you, hopefully, in 1 week.
Foxy for the win!
No!
All right, listeners, that concludes this episode of the Yonko Podcast. What a dope fight with Robin and Brook. Cannot wait for those combo attacks coming up, hopefully soon. Also, that island is looming darkly over Luffy. You gonna bounce that back, rubber boy? See you all next time on Yonko Podcast Chapter Review 1021. No break. Yoo-hoo! All right, boys, we're off.